day before, I ordered an investigation of the bribery attempt to endorse the Pulido complaint.
Yeah, this is the one that involved Attorney Francis Ver
and where
Gabel, no?
2 million pesos were supposed to have been attempted to be given to 6 congressmen.
Yes.
And so I ordered an investigation by the Committee on Ethics and the Committee on Justice, by the Committee on Good Government under Romualdo and under Madrona. And because of that, I didn't want to transmit this scandal-ridden joke of an impeachment complaint. And the following day, we were invited to the palace by President Arroyo. Several congressmen were there, about 150 or 160 congressmen. They came at 8 o'clock in the morning, but I arrived at about 10:30 or 11. Most of them have gone, except the majority leader, the senior deputy majority leader, Boyet Gonzales and Archie Tensor, and the 5 deputy speakers. And they were saying that in order to preserve the spirit and the integrity of the Rainbow Coalition, that we should transmit this impeachment complaint. And I said to them, I'm sorry, I cannot do it. And I told the President, I will not be able to do it because of a possible conflict of interest on my part.
Yes.
And then
but is it also, sir, because you felt, like you said a while ago, a scandal-ridden joke of a complaint?
Yes,
you called it a joke of a complaint.
Yes.
So it was not a serious,
because it's 3 pages. This complaint by this lawyer, Pulido, is a 3-page complaint. The impeachment case against Abalos filed by Suplico was 64 pages. This one is 3 pages, and 2 pages is an attack against me. And 1 page is an attack against the President. So, if I endorsed it, I would be guilty of self-incrimination. If I stopped it from being transmitted, I will be guilty of obstruction of justice. If I transmitted it, I could be charged with conflict of interest. But then, first and foremost in my mind, is that on this day, on the eve of the 100 years anniversary of the House of Representatives, we have to restore the old virtue of the Filipino people, delicadeza. I just had to do it on grounds of delicadeza, that I should not transmit this impeachment complaint. So what did I do? I inhibited myself.
Had there been a real impeachment complaint, a genuine one, I mean, as opposed to what you call a joke of a complaint?
I would have transmitted it.
En punto.
In punto,
without any questions.
Yes,
you would not have hesitated.
No? Yes.
And that would have come, I mean, a real impeachment complaint would have been endorsed by opposition congressmen? And
some majority congressmen. Because then we would be acting on the basis of conscience. It would be a conscience vote. As I've said repeatedly, I will be guided by the light of reason and by the lamp of conscience. Not by party vote.
Joey, I wanted to ask you, you've been quoted as saying, and many people have heard you say on television many times, that Brinaso at ginipit si JDV to have the complaint referred, and that GMA used intimidation and money. Is this correct?
Well, I believe that since I mentioned, and this is what my father also had advised me, that when I told him my plans going to the Senate, and having to mention the name of the first gentleman, that there's no going back from the first gentleman. I cannot, I will always be branded as, again, even though I'm not a politician, I would I would always be branded as separate from my father and not for the president. In the specific case of my father being pressured because of this issue, I had this information because people were asking me, Joey, do you feel responsible for all these problems your father is undergoing today? And I said, yes, I do.
Yes, you do feel responsible.
I do feel responsible.
But you don't regret it. I mean, you know, it's not.
Well, it's, I guess my father is the politician, and I'm an executive businessman, and I guess our agendas are both for the country, but in my specific case, it's not political.
Okay. But what you're saying is, yes, what you know is that your father was pressured into inhibiting himself. And into just allowing that impeachment complaint to be referred.
Yes, I agree with that statement, but I also wanted to state that in this there is process going on, that there may be other impeachment, not impeachment complaints, but new evidence that may come out that may help or make the political complaint more compelling and more credible.
But that can't happen unless Pulido himself allows the additional evidence.
I don't know what the rules of the Justice Committee would be, but I guess that decision has to be made on that one.
Mr. Speaker, your son is saying that what he knows is that you were pressured into inhibiting yourself.
My daughter.
Ano ba talaga, sir?
Daughter.
Were you pressured, sir, or were you just?
My daughter.
Because I heard you say, sir, that no one can pressure me. But you know, after that meeting in Malacanang that Thursday morning, things really changed.
I was not. I was being pressured, but I refused to be pressured.
You were being
that's
pressured,
the reason
sir.
why I refused to endorse the impeachment complaint.
You were being pressured, sir, by the president.
I was being pressured, one, by the Rainbow Coalition. Why? Because the Rainbow Coalition, composed of 5 major political parties, are loyal to the president and loyal to me.
So they
do not want to be forced to be made to choose between the two.